Politologu boshnjak Jasmin Mujanoviq thotë se ish-presidenti slloven Borut Pahor është kandidati më i mundshëm për të zëvendësuar Miroslav Lajçak në pozitën e të dërguarit të posaçëm të Bashkimit Evropian për dialogun Kosovë-Serbi. Sipas tij, Pahor do të ishte i preferueshëm nga të dy palët edhe në bazë të përvojës së tij do t'i kontribonte procesit të dialogut. Ai në një intervistë për Kosova Press kritikon ndërmjetësin aktual, Miroslav Lajçak, se nuk ka bërë punë të mirë në dialog dhe se ka qenë i anshëm.
I don't think the dialogue, as we understand it presently, is going anywhere, nor do I think it's going to go anywhere in the foreseeable future. The fundamental problem continues to be that we have a government in Serbia that is not willing to accept the sovereignty of Kosovo's sovereignty, the reality of Kosovo's sovereignty. So until that changes, or at least there is some kind of movement towards some recognition of Kosovo's sovereignty, the reality of Kosovo's sovereignty, I can't imagine that there will be any kind of meaningful steps towards normalization. We see that the most minor steps in terms of accepting that Kosovo is sovereign and independent on the part of Serbia, that's a conflict. License plates, postal services, flights, everything is an issue. And until that remains the case in Serbia, movement is not likely.
Ai potencon se problemi themelor në dialog është se Serbia nuk është e gatshme të pranojë sovranitetin e Kosovës.
We see continuously that there are agreements made. Serbia either says it will sign and then signs it but doesn't do anything about it. This is the situation that we've had at least since 2013. I know there's a lot of accusations that Kosovo also has not respected the Brussels agreement, but what has Serbia done? So it's a situation where it's not a meaningful process. It's the illusion of a process that's taking place. Substantively, there is nothing being done. And also worse than that, you've started seeing Serbia once again becoming very aggressive in its relationship with Kosovo. We've had very serious incidents just over the last year, Banska, first of all, Zvečan, etc., etc. This suggests to me that not only is the dialogue not happening, but we're also going very much in the wrong direction.
Duke folur për mungesën e zbatimit të marrëveshjes bazë të Brukselit dhe aneksin e Ohrit, Mujanoviq thotë se aktualisht po shkon në drejtim të gabuar.
We now are being told that Mr. Pahor from Slovenia wants the job, that he's perhaps the most likely candidate. Certainly he would be preferable. Mr. Lajçak has done not a good job. There was a basic structural problem that he was coming from a non-recognizer country. I think that was deeply inappropriate. He has demonstrated time and time again that he seems to have a bizarre degree of sympathy for Serbia in terms of all of this, in terms of all of these conversations. Just a few days ago, he had a meeting with Milorad Dodik from Bosnia less than 24 hours after Dodik had said, he's prepared to secede from Bosnia-Herzegovina. So he just lacks the credibility to be someone who can mediate this process. So at this point, I'm willing to say that virtually anyone would do a better job than Miroslav Lajçak has. But again, at the same time, any successor to Mr. Lajçak will have very few tools at their disposal because the EU's own credibility in terms of the Kosovo-Serbia dialogue, but the Western Balkans in general, is deeply compromised because some of its own member states have very, very problematic positions towards the region, Hungary first and foremost. So the EU itself, I think, is in a bad position and does not have a lot of leverage to move this process forward.
Sa I përket antarësimit të Kosovës në Këshill të Evropës, analisti boshnjak thotë se është një mundësi reale që do ta ndihmonte konsolidimin ndërkombëtar të Kosovës.
It certainly seems to be moving in the right direction. I think it would be a very positive step, and it would be a step that would help equalize the relationship between Serbia and Kosovo, because one of the structural problems, as you know, is that because Kosovo does not have the same international standing as Serbia does in many institutions, there's always a little bit of political and diplomatic disparity. I think entry into the Council of Europe for Kosovo would be a huge, huge step forward for the country, and would also be a very important signal to Serbia to say that you will not be able to keep Kosovo out of the most relevant international institutions in perpetuity. The international community will not accept this. And so I do hope that hopefully before the end of the year we will see Kosovo as a member of the Council of Europe.